Greetings. Um, it's the reason why I don't go live. I like to pretty much do my recordings, probably even look for any reason to edit, which I probably won't find any. This is a Job Poetics socially distancing type of moment. As you can see, I don't have fancy production. I'm my own cameraman. I don't also have my banners. I am wearing a shirt that I got from my queen. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about some Pittsburgh Steelers type of flagism here. You know, just for all those who still follow entities such as the NFL, even though they can be as blatantly racist as a backyard barbecue on a cross. You feel me? Let me speak. Let me say it like this. You know, I've never, ever, ever felt the way that I feel now as it relates to this, what's going on in the world. I'm not here to speculate. I'm not here to press buttons. I'm really not here to even give you fear or anything of that nature. I'm not even here as a ministerial or ecumenical person either. I'm just basically giving you my run on it. You know, social distancing is something that few people practice all the time in spite of all what's going on. I'm a homebody who just basically got housed after a long winter in the streets from hard times. I'm someone also who have been in a long-term relationship going on 4 years, and I'm getting to a point where I'm ready to tie that knot, close the deal. So I'm really not even on here for attention. I'm just on here to really just kind of share. And as I share, I'm pretty well aware that people are watching what people say. So let me just begin by, first of all, saying that Job Poetics, ISI, have had no sicknesses, no illnesses in the past, let's say, 2 years. If you bar maybe a year ago when I had bad teeth and got them pulled. So, been healthy, pain-free. If you also include that, you know, PTSD, which is real for a lot of us. I'm a veteran, but I'm not a war veteran. Let's keep that real. I'm a veteran who has supported the war efforts, but I never went to a war theater. Let's just keep that clear. Most of what I've got my PTSD from has been things that haven't happened in the military or while I was in the reserve portion of my military. Different things might have happened, but they weren't really as traumatic as the things that I've experienced in real life form. You know, a lot of the employers out here who recognize my face, who may come across this video, may have an understanding of who I am. They may look at me as just another Negro pushover who can perhaps be pushed out of a job because of the laws of the state of, or I should say the Commonwealth of the state of Pennsylvania. They make it easy to fire people based on hearsay or judgment or this thing they call fit. You know, if you don't fit into their design. So let me explain what a fit is. You know, I don't have any different type of hairstyles, but that doesn't mean that my mindset isn't one that can come across as, you might say, pro-black, or you might say, you know, commonly put, resistant to the powers that be, if you want to say that, yeah. I really don't commit crimes, and I'm not a lazy or a malcontent person. Okay, many of us in my demographic has been placed into that particular role, so it's easy to say if I get put on the streets because I lose a job that I deserved it. When it's not easy to see that behind the scenes, you try to um, be as professional as possible, but that's usually something that really doesn't get too much thanks. Certain people who would do some of the things that I would do would get promoted, whereas I don't get promoted. I would just, good boy, gift certificate or something. No hourly raise, no promotion to a higher position. Just wasting my talents away. And then, funniest thing is I look online at all these types of companies. They're having a mass hiring, but they still can't tell you whether or not you'll come in and catch this pandemic plague that's out there. You've already heard that a lot of the warehouse places has some sort of pandemic. Public servants like bus drivers, especially our front line, the emergency services units, your doctors, your nurses, even your police officers. One might not think that sentiment coming from me is sincere, but I don't like anybody catching any type of germ because I'm OCD when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? So the thing that I want to let you all know that in this time, through social distancing, see, I've already been socially distanced because as a black man who don't apologize for being a black man, I have to experience things that are supposed to humble me or bring me to my knees for more reasons than one, especially the emasculation portion of it. Make no mistake about it. Let's not. The only way you're going to change me is if I'm already dead and you happen to be the coroner in the room that got me, or you see me on the streets and I'm already lifeless without a pulse, all my blood gone or whatever, head blown off, anything. You're not going to change me. It's not even just me being stubborn, it's just me understanding I got to hold on to my soul until I'm done. And once I'm done, my soul will rise and all that will be left is a carcass. So there's nothing you can really compromise. The other thing is that, with skills well, let's just start it from this. With the skill set that I possess, with the amount of energy that I possess, and also with the vision that I possess, there's not really much I can do for anybody else in a job sense. I have to really literally be on my own. And I have to do it from the ground up, whether I have a penny to invest or not. See, I'm not monetized on here, and I'm not sure when or if I will be. But I do have to send a message out here to everybody who wants to destroy someone like me. You have to consider to yourself if it's worth your time and your life to come after me. Unless it's A, part of your agenda, B, you're getting a paycheck for it, and C, you literally think that you can take me. You have to have at least one of those three for it to make sense to me. And regardless of any of those three, I'm going to always defend myself. Whether I have guns, knives, an army, or any type of device that I would need to use to get the heat off of me for whatever reason would be on me, except for the fact that eugenics is a lifelong, universe-long war between good and evil. And of course, through propaganda and through heavy resources, the evil is supposed to be me. How about that? Now, saying that I was evil, and I did declare that I'm evil and I'm going to bring evil to all the people, what would happen, truly what happened, is I would get snuffed out immediately because that's the resources that you use. And to snuff someone out like myself, it would really put a feather in your cap, because it's like, oh, this wouldn't change. You know what I'm saying? You know what I was going to say. But I'm trying to refrain from using words that could get me flagged in any situation, because I'm going to get my word across regardless. As it relates to love and as it relates to business, there's always a devil out there trying to take it away from someone like myself so that they can take everything else. You've already turned members of my family against me, which is part of the lynch letter mentality and the slave mentality that a lot of people are left with, even though they feel like they're worshiping the high God. A lot of times people aren't really worshiping God, they're just repeating. They're just like, it's kind of like, like washing your hair, wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. You might rinse 10 times and not even realize that's what you're doing. Just doing the same thing. You can't get dirt out but so much. And after a while, that dirt just cakes on and just kind of start breaking off the roots of the things that you're trying to do against a godly person. Someone who may not be most righteous, but is at least righteous enough to understand that if I did come from under the spiritual realm that I'm under, and I should say on, because I should be under nothing, and I should say this: if I come from under that, then I would have to become a different type of person that would be depicted as evil, because I would manifest destiny by taking back what's been stolen from me and my people, most especially my family. But instead of doing that, I'm going to be as proactive as possible to do something that's straight from my own merit. No hand-ups if necessary. Whatever job that is contributing to it is going to contribute to it. Whatever job doesn't, then it just doesn't. See, I'm not talking like somebody who's just trying to panhandle or beg my way to something. I'm very proactive, and I'm very, very professional at most, if not all, of what I do. The only thing that might save me from saying all is that I haven't tried everything, and some of the things I have tried, I may not have either A, been good at it, or B, interested in it. I'm definitely not the type of person that is really supposed to be interested in doing anything to make someone richer and to make me poor. So let us keep it in relevance. I've gone from offices overlooking avenues to actually living on an avenue. I've gone from, a degree to debt. And by the way, that debt was supposed to be canceled since my school closed, but the Secretary of Education illegally kept it going, so keeping me further in debt. I, like many others, have gone through that plight. So there's not a lot of ways that you can stop it. There's one thing that I will say, though. I hope what comes out of this is that the people who have been affected, and if they are some of those powerful people that's used to denigrating people like myself and others in my demographic, just have to understand this: that if that hasn't shown you the strength of God to bring you through it, the strength of the Almighty, the Most High, to bring you through it, and for you not to do positive when you come through it, you haven't learned a thing. And you just have to also keep in mind that this is the type of pandemic plague that doesn't just affect you once. It keeps affecting you. See, that's what the problem is about it. It's bound to kill you if it doesn't do it the first time, it's going to do it the second time. So if you're not close to some sort of heavenly power, high power, whatever you want to call it, then you're going to perish. So, it's time for you to start thinking positive and start thinking about whoever told you that an economy where you have rich and poor is actually going to be a good economy. Then they must have brain screwed you something good. I'm telling you, because last time I looked, in any economic situation, a full economy is the only thing that makes a great economy. The reason why you don't want to have a full economy is because you keep the impoverished earmarked for people like myself. And you take money that we really are supposed to have because we all have accounts as citizens of this country that we can't even touch because you're busy trading it off to other countries and other markets. But never mind that. I know y'all ain't giving nothing away. So maybe when all this comes through as some sort of anomaly, since you don't want to say it's man-made, when it comes through the channels, perhaps, okay, perhaps you'll see that even if it was man-made and you're a man or woman who plans to benefit off of me from it, or think that I'm the one who's likely to die or whatever from it, you're going to find out that's not the truth. I don't want to bring out scriptures like Isaiah or nothing like that, but I'm not going to even go there because my thing is I can't get you to read anything, so I'm not going to really try to put too much in your head, but just to say, I know. And since you all have this superiority, you should know it too. I mean, no one out here is being a dickhead to try to outdistance someone's knowledge or anything. We're just trying to be human beings and live. You got people inside families competing against each other. That doesn't look good about this country. This country is supposed to be about family first. Man, every family and every race is suffering right now because of greed and different sins that qualify as family breaking sins. So, where do I fit in? Well, since I know I'm not perfect, I also know that I'm perfectly situated as a redemption story. Whenever the books come out, whenever I become monetized on this particular venue, whenever the people around us are able to come outside and breathe some real air that hasn't been polluted by some helicopter or plane, or by some vial that somebody got a patent for, or by somebody trying to tell us that we need a vaccine, then, just then, we can become a great country with a full economy, and people can stop lying, and people can stop insulting people's intelligence, and people can definitely stop being aggressive or hateful or violent. Because once we get to that part, all bets are off. And when you think about it, someone who really hasn't had a lot in his life, and there's many people out here like me, don't make us feel like we have nothing to lose. Now, I personally, I will say this. I will protect me and mine to the end of time because I have a shield. Keep it real. God is real and love is real. And for every blessing that we have to learn, every blessing that we have to teach, every blessing that we have to give, I really pray to the Most High for this world